The New Kid at Lake Evergreen, discovering you are never missing anything. The bus rolled through the tall pine trees just as the sun was beginning to rise. Golden light slipped through the windows and landed in warm stripes across the seats. Evan pressed his forehead against the cool glass. His stomach felt tight. Not sick exactly, just twisted. Summer camp. 2 whole weeks at Lake Evergreen. 2 whole weeks with kids he didn't know. He had promised his mom he was excited. He had even practiced smiling in the mirror. But inside, a quiet thought kept circling like a mosquito that wouldn't leave him alone. What if nobody likes me? He watched 2 boys across the aisle laughing over a shared bag of candy. They already looked like friends. I'm not like that, he thought. I'm not the funny one, or the cool one, or the loud one. By the time the bus pulled into camp, his shoulders felt heavy. Counselors waved them off the bus with bright smiles and louder voices. Welcome to Lake Evergreen, one called. The camp smelled like pine needles and lake water. Cabins sat in neat rows. A dock stretched into the sparkling water like an invitation. But Evan didn't feel invited. Cabin 7. That was his. Inside, 3 boys were already unpacking. There was Marcus, tall and athletic, tossing a football from hand to hand. There was Leo, who talked so fast his words tripped over each other. And there was Sam, who seemed relaxed, like he had always belonged anywhere he stood. Hey, Leo said. You're Evan, right? Evan nodded. Yeah? He chose the top bunk in the corner. Corners felt safer. The first few days passed in a blur of canoe races, campfire songs, and team games. On the outside, Evan did everything everyone else did. He paddled. He ran. He sang when he had to. But inside, something else was happening. He was measuring himself. Marcus scored 3 goals and captured the flag. Leo made the whole lunch table laugh. Sam convinced the counselors to let their cabin stay up late. And Evan? He held the canoe steady. He passed the ball. He listened. Nobody needs someone like me, he thought. The belief settled quietly inside him, like a stone dropped into the bottom of a lake. One afternoon during free swim, Evan sat alone on the dock. He watched the others splash and shout. Sam climbed up beside him, dripping lake water everywhere. You coming in? In a minute. Sam didn't leave. He just sat there. You're quiet, Sam said finally. Evan shrugged. I used to think that was bad, Sam continued. Like I had to be louder or bigger or something. Evan glanced at him. But my sister told me something. She said being different doesn't mean being less. Evan didn't answer. But something flickered inside him. That night, during the campfire, each cabin was asked to share something about one of their members. Evan's stomach dropped. When it was Cabin 7's turn, Marcus stepped forward. I want to talk about Evan, he said. Evan's heart slammed against his ribs. He doesn't say a lot, Marcus continued. But when we were canoeing and I panicked because I thought we were tipping, he didn't freak out. He just said, we're good. I've got it. And we were. Leo nodded enthusiastically. And he helped me practice my skit lines when I kept forgetting them. Sam smiled. And he actually listens. Like really listens. The fire crackled. Sparks drifted into the dark sky. Evan felt heat rise to his face. They noticed. He hadn't been invisible. The stone at the bottom of the lake inside him shifted. For days, he'd believed something without questioning it. The belief that he had to be louder, funnier, stronger to be wanted. The belief that who he naturally was wasn't enough. But the evidence in front of him didn't match that belief. He hadn't earned their appreciation by changing. He hadn't performed. He hadn't transformed into someone else. He had simply been himself. And that had been enough. Over the next few days, something subtle changed. The camp was the same. The trees were the same. The lake was the same. But Evan felt lighter. When he spoke, he didn't rush. When he laughed, he didn't check if it sounded right. During a group hike, Leo tripped on a root and groaned dramatically. Everyone burst into laughter, including Evan. And he realized something. He wasn't waiting anymore. Not waiting for permission. Not waiting to become better. He had believed he was a puzzle missing pieces. But he wasn't missing anything. On the last night of camp, they lay on their backs, on the dock, watching the stars. Next year, Marcus said, we should all come back. Yeah, Leo agreed. Cabin 7 reunion. Sam nudged Evan lightly with his elbow. You in? Evan looked up at the wide sky. He felt the breeze across his face. He felt something steady inside him. Yeah, he said. I'm in. Because somewhere between the bus ride in and the starlit dock, a false belief had cracked. The belief that he had to earn belonging. And in its place stood something simple. He was welcome. He was desired. Not because he was the loudest. Not because he was the best. But because he was Evan. And that was priceless.